What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about life after college, and this is a thing that's quite the debacle for a lot of people. Some people in high school and college, they sort of get starry-eyed, they watch too much TV, watch too much media, read about the stuff too much, and they get this sort of disillusioned perception that they're going to strike it rich one day. They're going to get lucky, they're going to become an actress, singer, actor, etc., etc. And then they just lackadaisically go along their schoolwork, and it doesn't work out, and then they have bad grades. And that's the truth of the matter. Like, I used to be starry-eyed about being a singer and a YouTube like sort of celebrity, and then I sort of got more level-headed and realized, first off, that's superficial. Second off, it's not that great. I mean, a lot of people you meet initially might already know who you are, and then they're going to put on some sort of fake sort of personality to please you. And no one wants some sort of gold digger or fame seeker, and it's very hard to tell sometimes. But yeah, I'm going to talk about what actually happens after college. Now, I know people in college who, I wouldn't say they were huge partiers, but they seem to sort of go to the bar. They had communications majors, sort of the BS majors to go to, so you can do the least amount of work, get decent grades, and free up a lot of your time to party and drink alcohol. That was a big thing at my state school for college. And a good deal of people, I wouldn't say all of them, but a percentage, that's what they did. And that was their major, communications or whatever. They had so much free, and they probably got decent grades. From the tales I heard, there are people who got A's despite partying every night, whereas us bio majors, we worked our butts off studying every night for like a C in the class, and it was atrocious. But after school, what happens is, like, this obviously isn't all people, but a lot of them just realize that, oh shoot, I can't find a job. And that's the reality of it. I mean, are fortunate enough to find a job, and I applaud them, even though the job might be at some retail store. Like sure, you're a retail store owner, or okay, you work at McDonald's now, and I applaud them because they're doing a lot better than some of the other people who can't even find a job. And I'm not looking down on these people, because quite frankly, college is about to end for me. My senior year is starting soon, and my mom has pretty much laid it down for me. I'm scared. I've been told it's a tough economy out there. Sure, I'm a bio major, but maybe that really didn't do much, because my GPA is so bad, competing with all these other people for good advanced level biology classes. And sometimes I think maybe I should just freaking been a comp sci major. Maybe I shouldn't have gone pre-med, and I would have gotten like close to straight A's, or communication major, obviously straight A's. I don't want to sort of bias that, because I've never taken a communication class, but I feel like it'd be easier than some of the advanced bio classes I've taken. But the point is, even if I'm scared to heck what I'm going to do after college. In fact, I should be planning right now. And so it's very, very tough. Like, obviously there's graduate school, and then a lot of other schools where, yeah, I'm probably not going to get into, nor would it'd be wise to apply now, seeming that it's already too late. If you see my previous video, you know that med school was one of them. Another thing was law school. That was something always on the back end of my mind if med school never worked out. But nowadays it's just like, is this really something I want to do? Even if I gotten in, I wouldn't be like cheering to death. So I don't know. There's these options, but it seems like it's all gone to crap, and I might just end up finding some job at McDonald's. Now, I know, this is the common reaction everyone tells me when I say that. You're not gonna go to McDonald's. And you may be right, but I guarantee you the opportunities for me out there right now are probably not any better than McDonald's. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to job openings that are job openings are pretty much close to the level of McDonald's. So, what's the deal now? For those of you who are sort of stuck in this rut too, and somehow found my video on Google, because trust me, I've Googled it myself. There aren't a lot of concise answers on Google. These are your pretty much options. Get a job, go to grad school, or some other school. Dental school, vet school, med school, law school, business school, or an MBA. And I'm not really sure what that is, MBA, but apparently it's like a business degree which only takes 2 years, which I don't think it's going to be that useful. And so it kind of sucks, most people aren't Bill Gates. Most people aren't Warren Buffett. They don't have the skill or abilities to sort of do this sort of stuff, or interest, or they just didn't follow the right path. I mean, I know nothing about stock market stuff at all, and it just looks very scary. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose money if I started stock rather than gain it or generate income. It's more like a game. And so, yeah, I'm scared. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because of the people I know, but yeah, a lot of them, they have college degrees, and yeah, they're struggling finding a job. Some get unpaid stuff, get very low paid stuff. Some get, retail jobs at like Sears or something for minimal wage, and they're happy. And some get a job, but they don't have a lot of work hours. And this is something that's swept under the rug a lot of the times. I guess it's because a lot of people end up being ashamed of it, or they don't know about it. But there it is, and I don't know, a lot of people get focused in on high school and in college, and then after that everyone just forgets about stuff, and they find some job somewhere. And I really kind of feel jealous of the accounting majors or engineer majors or computer science majors who have they've had a job lined up for them and offered them immediately out of college. And that's how it was. It was just immediately offered, and it's just down to the nature of the major. You have that sort of security if you have good grades in your class. But for me, going a bio major and just going pre-med all or nothing, not the best route. If you're going to do that, I suggest what my friend did, which was she was like an engineer major. She also took all the pre-med requirements too, which sometimes overlapped, which allowed her to do this sort of like, I wouldn't call it a double major, more like a 1.5 major or 1.3 major, because I wouldn't even consider it half as much work as a major on top of that. But you can call it a 1.5 sort of major rather than a double major. And she did that, and she applied to med school, but when she got in, boom, her chem engineer sort of background, and then she's going to apply to med school again. So it provides security. So as for me, I know some people were curious, but I don't know. I wasn't really interested in a lot of aspects of med school. One of them being, staying up to 8 years at med school plus residency, just doing all this stuff. And I didn't like the idea of dissecting humans during med school and just having all my days for 8 years just covered in work. I mean, from what I've heard, you can like be working or studying like the entire day. You can be 18 hours per day student, and I don't know if those rumors are true, but yeah, it's tough. And so I didn't really like that type of lifestyle, and like the end result after that isn't worth it. And my mom, and a little bit my dad, but mainly my mom, she doesn't agree with my sort of logic. She's just very traditionalized in a lot of ways, and we've had a lot of fights about this. But I'm sure I've changed perspectives after a lot of sort of grief on my part, and I'm sure it'll be a little unfair, but my little sisters, all of varying ages, will definitely get it easier when they get to my age from her, because her perspectives have changed slightly. But I'd like to quote Warren Buffett, who was one of the richest people in the world for a long period of years. One of his quotes, it went something along the lines of this: a lot of people say, I'm going to do this for this many years even though I don't like it, to get to this point. And then he said, like, I think that's preposterous, because kind of like saving until old age. And everyone started laughing, but that was his analogy. Basically, it's saying, like, if you save up for something for so long, will it really be worth it? And I don't even think it's that worth it, doing that many years for med school. And so I don't know, as of now I don't want to sort of, it would have been better if it was something like what they do in Hispanic countries, which is start med school right out of high school instead, so it shaves off many years. But it is what it is, what can I say? And it's very interesting. I mean, the thing with Warren Buffett, and the reason why my mom disagrees with that logic is, look here, the economy sucks. You want to get the best job you can get monetarily, regardless of whether you like it or not. I mean, that's how bad the economy is. It's very tough to get a job. Warren Buffett's one of the richest people in the world. He has those sort of options. Maybe he didn't at the time, but even when he was as young as me, he had more options with the economy he lived in a day. That's my mom's sort of logic. So basically she's saying, I'm being too picky. You have to do something, otherwise you're going to end up unemployed once you graduate, spend a year searching for employment, eventually finding one at a minimal wage job, and having you don't have things mapped out. So that's my advice for you guys. You got you have, let me think, grad school, get a job. If you're a chem major or mathematician or engineer or computer scientist, I mean, you might have it good. I hear that if you're a good comp sci major, you will get offers from Google and Amazon and Yahoo right off the bat out of college immediately. But yeah, if that's not an option for you, look at grad school. That's a big one. Law school, med school, business, MBA, and I think PhD is another one. And so those are your options. On top of that, you have business like Steve Jobs did. But it's tough. It's definitely tough. And then on the off chance you make it as an actor, I mean, you can try that route out. Move to LA and try your luck. but the percentages of people who actually make it anywhere versus the amount of people who go to LA and try that out are huge. It's very hard. Same thing with singers. I mean, a lot of singers, like some people struck it lucky for sure, like Justin Bieber. But Taylor Swift, I mean, she worked hella hard. Like, she apparently, when she was a child, she begged her mom to go to like Nashville, and then she would constantly sort of go to each record deal place and then sort of submit her demo, and then she got rejected so many times. But that's life, and that's what I want to say. So peace out. Thank